There comes a moment in every life when the weight feels too heavy, when the road looks too long, and the voice in your head starts whispering, maybe this isn't for you. That's the moment most people turn back. That's the moment dreams die quietly. And that's the exact moment you must decide who you really are. You didn't come this far to only come this far. You didn't survive everything you've survived just to give up now. Every challenge you're facing is not here to stop you. It's here to shape you. Pressure doesn't break champions. It forges them. Right now, you might feel tired. You might feel behind. You might feel like nothing is working. But hear this clearly. Just because you can't see the progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Roots grow in silence before trees touch the sky. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But you were never meant to be everybody. You were built for more. Built to rise. Built to endure. Built to push when others pause. So don't quit on a bad day. Don't walk away in a weak moment. Don't let temporary pain steal a permanent future. You still have fight in you. You still have fire in you. And as long as you're breathing, your story isn't finished. Stand up, lock in, and keep going. Quitting is a moment, but perseverance is a lifestyle because quitting happens in a single decision, while perseverance is built through thousands of small, often invisible choices. Anyone can quit in a flash of emotion, in a wave of frustration, in a second of fear. It takes no training to stop, no discipline to walk away, no strength to say, I'm done. But perseverance is different. Perseverance is who you become when you choose to keep showing up even when the excitement is gone, when the applause is silent, and when the results are slow. It's not about one heroic act. It's about daily commitment. It's waking up when you don't feel like it. It's trying again when yesterday didn't work. It's staying in the process when the process feels boring, painful, or unfair. A quitter lives in the moment. A perseverer lives in a mindset. The quitter reacts to feelings, but the perseverer responds with purpose. Feelings change every day. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel useless. If your life is guided only by emotion, your direction will always be unstable. Perseverance, on the other hand, is built on identity. You don't keep going because you feel good. You keep going because that's who you are. You're the kind of person who finishes, the kind of person who learns, the kind of person who doesn't let temporary discomfort decide a permanent outcome. Perseverance is a lifestyle because it shapes how you think, how you speak to yourself, and how you move through adversity. When problems come, you don't ask, why me? You ask, what now? When you fail, you don't say, I can't. You say, I'm not there yet. That word yet is powerful. It keeps the door open. It reminds you that growth is not instant. It is layered. It is earned. It is built through repetition, patience, and persistence. Every strong person you admire didn't become strong in a single moment. They became strong by choosing not to quit in thousands of moments when quitting would have been easier. They trained their mind to stay steady when emotions were loud. They taught themselves to keep moving when motivation disappeared. They made perseverance a habit, not a reaction. When you adopt perseverance as a lifestyle, you stop negotiating with weakness. You stop looking for exits and start looking for solutions. You stop asking how fast you can succeed and start asking how long you're willing to stay in the fight. That's when everything changes. Because success doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most consistent. It belongs to the ones who decide that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how slow it feels, no matter how lonely the road becomes, they will not turn back, they will not give up, and they will not quit. Your hardest days often come right before your biggest breakthroughs, because struggle is the signal that growth is taking place. When things feel comfortable, you're usually staying within what you already know how to handle. But when everything feels heavy, confusing, and uncertain, that's often because you're being stretched into a new level. Just like muscles only grow when they're torn and rebuilt, your character, discipline, and confidence grow when life puts pressure on you. The pain is not random. It's purposeful. It means you're close to becoming more than you've ever been before. Most people quit when the resistance gets intense. They mistake difficulty for failure. They think if it hurts, if it's slow, if it's frustrating, then it must be wrong. But that's not how progress works. The moment you feel like giving up is often the moment you're standing right at the edge of a breakthrough. The last mile is always the hardest. The final rep is always the heaviest. The darkest part of the night is right before the sun comes up. If you walk away too early, you'll never see what was waiting for you on the other side. Breakthroughs don't announce themselves. They don't come with fireworks or signs in the sky. They come quietly, after you've stayed consistent through disappointment. They come after you've kept going when nothing made sense. They come when you've proven, not to the world but to yourself, that you're willing to endure without guarantees. That kind of endurance builds a level of inner strength that success alone never could. When you're in the middle of your hardest season, your mind will lie to you. It will say, "This is pointless." It will say, "You're wasting your time." It will say, "Nothing is changing." But what you can't see is what's happening beneath the surface. Just like seeds grow underground before they ever break through the soil, your effort is building something invisible before it becomes undeniable. The delay is not denial. It's preparation. Every story of greatness includes a chapter of struggle that almost ended everything. The entrepreneur who almost quit. The athlete who almost gave up. The student who almost dropped out. The artist who almost stopped creating. If they had walked away in that moment, their breakthrough would have died before it was born. What separated them from everyone else wasn't talent. It was timing. They stayed long enough for the change to arrive. So when life feels the hardest, don't assume it's time to stop. Assume it's time to stand firmer. Don't read pain as a signal to quit. Read it as a sign you're close. Stay in it. Stay focused. Stay faithful to the work. Because the pressure you're under right now may be the exact force that's about to push you into the next level of who you are becoming. And if you can just hold on a little longer, you'll realize that what felt like the end was actually the beginning. Pain is temporary, but purpose is permanent because pain belongs to the moment, while purpose belongs to your identity. Pain comes and goes like weather. It changes with circumstances, with people, with setbacks, with loss, with effort. One day you feel strong. The next day you feel overwhelmed. But purpose is deeper than feelings. Purpose is the reason you get up when you don't feel like it. It's the quiet voice inside you that says, "There's more for me than this moment." Pain may slow you down, but purpose keeps you moving forward. Pain is loud. It demands attention. It makes everything feel urgent and heavy. When you're hurting, it feels like that's all there is. Your mind starts to zoom in on what's wrong, what's missing, what's unfair. But pain is temporary by nature. It has a beginning and an end. Even the hardest seasons don't last forever. Storms pass. Wounds heal. Strength returns. But purpose doesn't disappear when things get tough. If anything, it becomes clearer. Purpose is what remains when the noise of pain fades away. Purpose gives meaning to your struggle. Without purpose, pain feels pointless. It feels like punishment. It feels like a dead end. But with purpose, pain becomes training. It becomes preparation. It becomes the price you pay for becoming who you're meant to be. The work you do when no one is watching, the discipline you build when motivation is gone, the courage you show when fear is loud, all of that is guided by purpose, not comfort. Think about it. Nobody achieves anything meaningful without discomfort. Growth requires resistance. Change requires effort. Becoming better requires leaving behind what's easy. Pain shows up whenever you step outside your old limits. It's not there to destroy you. It's there to shape you. Purpose is what tells you this is worth it. Purpose is what turns struggle into strength and pressure into power. When you're connected to your purpose, you stop asking, "How can I avoid pain?" and start asking, "What is this pain trying to teach me?" You stop running from discomfort and start learning from it. You understand that this season is not here to break you, but to build you. That what hurts now is helping you become someone stronger later. Pain might make you cry. It might make you doubt. It might make you feel small for a moment. But purpose makes you stand back up. Purpose reminds you who you are and where you're going. Pain says, "This is hard." Purpose says, "This is worth it." Pain says, "Stop." Purpose says, "Keep going." So when life feels heavy, don't let the temporary feeling of pain define your permanent direction. Let your purpose be louder than your discomfort. Let your vision be stronger than your fear. Let your future matter more than your current struggle. because pain is only a chapter, but purpose is the whole story. And as long as you stay connected to why you started, you'll realize that what hurts today is preparing you for what will make you powerful tomorrow. You are stronger than your doubts and bigger than your fear, because doubt and fear are feelings, not facts. They show up when you're about to do something meaningful. They appear when you're stepping into the unknown, when you're leaving comfort, when you're trying to become more than you've ever been before. Doubt asks, who do you think you are? Fear says, what if you fail? But neither of them knows your full story. Neither of them has lived your life, survived your battles, or carried your dreams. They only speak from uncertainty, not from truth. Your doubt is just your mind trying to protect you from discomfort. Your fear is just your nervous system reacting to change. They are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you're stretching beyond what you used to. Every time you've grown in life, fear was there. Every time you've improved, doubt tried to talk you out of it. If you waited until you felt completely confident, you would never move. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. You are bigger than your fear because fear is small. It focuses only on what could go wrong. It never talks about what could go right. It never reminds you of what you've already overcome. It never tells you about the strength you built in the past. Fear has a short memory, but you have a long history of survival. You made it through days you thought you wouldn't. You've carried pain you thought would crush you. You've stood up after moments that should have ended you. That's proof of your power. Doubt is just noise. It gets loud when you're quiet. It grows when you stop taking action. The moment you move, the moment you try, the moment you step forward, doubt loses its grip. Action weakens fear. Progress silences doubt. You don't need to destroy fear. You just need to stop letting it lead. You don't need to wait for courage. Courage shows up when you start moving. You're not defined by the thoughts that scare you. You're defined by the choices you make despite them. Strong people are not people without fear. Strong people are people who refuse to let fear make their decisions. They feel it, they acknowledge it, and then they move forward anyway. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you grow stronger. Every time you choose action over excuses, you become braver. Every time you choose persistence over quitting, your confidence expands. You don't wake up powerful one day. You build power by staying in the fight on days you feel weak. So stop shrinking yourself to fit your fear. Stop doubting what you've already proven. You're not too late. You're not too small. You're not too broken. You're becoming. And the fact that you're afraid doesn't mean you can't do it. It means it matters. And if it matters, then it's worth your courage, your effort, and your strength, because you are far more powerful than the doubts in your head and far bigger than the fear in your heart. Momentum is built by staying in the fight, not escaping it, because progress doesn't come from perfect conditions. It comes from consistent action. Most people wait for motivation. They wait to feel ready. They wait for confidence to magically appear. But momentum is not something you find. It's something you create. It starts the moment you decide to move, even when you don't feel like it. Every small action you take builds energy. Every step forward creates power. And the more you move, the easier it becomes to keep moving. Momentum is not about speed. It's about direction. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to keep going. One workout leads to another. One page leads to another. One brave decision leads to another. The hardest part is always the beginning, because you're pushing against resistance. But once you push long enough, resistance turns into rhythm. That's when things start to flow. That's when effort becomes habit. That's when discipline turns into identity. Escaping the fight feels good in the moment, but it steals your future. When you quit, you reset your progress back to zero. You lose the strength you were building. You lose the confidence you were earning. You lose the version of yourself that was forming. Staying in the fight is uncomfortable, but it's powerful. It forces you to grow. It forces you to adapt. It forces you to become someone who doesn't depend on excuses. Momentum is built on showing up when it's boring, when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when the results are slow. Those are the days that separate people who talk from people who transform. Those are the days your future is decided. Not on the easy days, on the hard ones. Every time you stay instead of run, you get stronger. Every time you try again instead of quit, you get wiser. Every time you push through instead of pull back, your belief in yourself increases. That belief is fuel. That fuel is momentum. And momentum changes everything. It changes how you see yourself. It changes how others see you. It changes what you believe is possible. You don't need a miracle. You need movement. You don't need permission. You need persistence. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Stay in the fight long enough, and you'll look back one day and realize that what once felt impossible is now your normal. So when it gets hard, don't look for the exit. Look for the next step. When it gets heavy, don't drop the weight. Get stronger. When you feel tired, don't stop. Slow down if you must, but don't turn back. Because momentum is not built by quitting. It's built by staying, by trying, by pushing, and by believing that your effort today is shaping your success tomorrow. And if this message helped you in any way, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.